They say the future belongs to those who can see it before it arrives. But that's not just poetry. It's a law of reality. Every skyscraper, every company, every revolution began as a picture in someone's mind. Before it was a thing, it was a thought. Before it was a life, it was a vision. The people who change the world don't wait for clarity. They create it. They don't react to life. They design it. Close your eyes for a second and look forward. Not with sight, but with imagination. What do you see? Because the quality of your future depends on the quality of what you can imagine today. Edison saw light in a world of darkness. Walt Disney saw castles in swamps. Elon Musk saw planets before we even understood how to sustain one. These people didn't have superpowers. They had vision. Vivid, obsessive, unreasonable imagination. You see, imagination isn't fantasy. It's the blueprint of progress. It's how the human race has always advanced, not by waiting for miracles, but by thinking them into existence. Every morning, every choice, every routine is your chance to rehearse the future you want. But here's the truth most people can't accept. You are always imagining something. You are either imagining success or failure, confidence or fear, growth or decay. The mind is a projector, and your reality is the movie. You wake up and scroll through other people's lives. You start your day inside someone else's dream. You compare, you shrink, you react. And without realizing it, you become an actor in someone else's story. But those who rise, those who truly change their lives, they stop watching and start creating. They use imagination as a weapon. They visualize not for comfort, but for control. They see the future they want, and they walk toward it until it's no longer imagination. It's memory. Your imagination is not a playground. It's an engine. It's the factory of your beliefs, and beliefs are the architecture of your actions. What you believe decides how you act. How you act decides who you become. So if you don't control what you believe, the world will. And if you let the world decide who you are, you'll always be smaller than your potential. So imagine boldly. Imagine like your life depends on it, because it does. Picture yourself disciplined, unshakable, focused. Picture the version of you who wakes up with clarity, who moves with purpose, who no longer hesitates when opportunity knocks. Hold that image until it burns into your mind. Because the brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's rehearsed. What you repeat becomes real. That's how you bend reality. Not through luck, not through waiting, but through repetition of vision. Every master rehearses before they perform. Every athlete wins the game in their head before stepping onto the field. Every leader builds their destiny in the invisible before it shows up in the visible. Your imagination is your rehearsal space. What you practice internally determines what you manifest externally. But imagination without discipline is just daydreaming. You can see the castle, but you must also lay every brick. The world rewards those who turn inner visions into outer structures. You must align your mind and your motion. Every thought becomes a command. Every command becomes a habit. The magic is in the marriage of imagination and consistency. That's where compounding happens. When your dreams stop floating and start taking form. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for signs. Don't wait for the world to agree. The world will always doubt what it hasn't seen yet. And that's fine, because it's not their vision to see. The universe expands for the brave, for the ones who dare to believe that their imagination is more real than their limitations. You are the architect of your reality. Every habit you build, every word you speak, every image you hold, it's all construction. It's all energy forming matter. Every time you visualize your best self and act accordingly, you are shaping the invisible into existence. You are literally writing the code of your life. And one day, when others look at you and call you lucky, you'll smile. Because you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was design. It was repetition. It was imagination turned into motion, and motion turned into destiny. So start now. Picture your future, clearly and deliberately. Live it in your mind until it becomes unbearable not to build it in reality. Because the difference between those who dream and those who rise is that the second group doesn't stop imagining when they wake up. They say discipline kills freedom. They're wrong. Discipline creates freedom. Because freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's having the power to do what matters most. Every successful person you've ever admired built their life around that truth. From Carnegie to Kobe, from Da Vinci to Musk, every one of them made a deal with themselves. I will serve the vision, not my moods. Most people never keep that promise. They start strong, full of energy, full of plans. But then the first wave of discomfort hits, and they stop. They let emotions dictate their effort. They mistake the feeling of wanting for the act of doing. But the ones who rise, they move regardless. They show up when it's boring, when it's painful, when no one claps. They don't need validation because their purpose is louder than applause. That's the real test. Can you keep moving when it's not exciting? When no one's watching? When progress feels invisible? That's where transformation hides. In repetition, in the unglamorous grind. It's the 1% rule made flesh. Every day, one step, one choice, one decision that compounds quietly, invisibly, until one day the gap between who you were and who you've become is unrecognizable. Think about it. The gym doesn't reward the first workout. It rewards the 1,000th. Reading one book won't change your life, but reading for 10 years will change your mind. Success isn't built in breakthroughs. It's built in micro decisions, repeated until your habits rewrite your identity. Habits are destiny in disguise. What you do without thinking defines you more than what you say you believe. That's why the greats guard their habits like treasure. They know that small actions, done daily, carve new neural pathways in the brain. And those pathways, they become highways to power. You don't decide success. You program it. You install it through behavior. You want to change your life? Change your defaults. Make growth automatic. Make discipline instinct. You won't need motivation when consistency becomes identity. You'll just do, because that's who you are. But here's the part no one tells you. Even when you do everything right, life will still test you. You'll build and lose, rise and fall. You'll face seasons where nothing makes sense, where every effort feels wasted. Those are the refining fires. That's the price of greatness. Not everyone survives that storm, but the ones who do, they're the ones who learned how to stand still inside the chaos. Because resilience isn't about never breaking. It's about bending without shattering. It's the art of holding your ground when the world shakes. It's what Lincoln had when the nation tore itself apart. It's what Mandela carried through decades of darkness. Resilience is what turns pain into wisdom and obstacles into fuel. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life challenges your identity, when it asks, who are you without the success, without the praise, without the comfort? That's when you meet your real self. The one who doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, doesn't run. The self that fights quietly, rebuilds silently, and keeps believing long after logic says stop. Every storm ends, every winter melts. And when it does, you'll realize the struggle wasn't the enemy. It was the sculptor. It was shaping your strength, chiseling away everything that wasn't essential. The cracks you feared became the lines where the light could enter. So when life hits, don't shrink. Don't curse the resistance. Use it. Resistance is proof you're pushing against the limits of your old self. It's feedback that you're growing. The weight you lift in the gym is what builds muscle. The pressure you face in life is what builds character. Keep going. Keep refining. Keep choosing that 1%. Because each time you push through, you're not just surviving. You're rewiring your destiny. Every act of discipline, every moment of persistence, it's interest compounding on your future. And the longer you stay consistent, the stronger your returns. One day you'll wake up and realize the life you once imagined isn't a dream anymore. It's your routine. So don't chase motivation, build momentum. Don't pray for it to get easier, get stronger. Because the future doesn't belong to the smartest, or the luckiest, or even the most talented. It belongs to those who keep showing up, the ones who imagine boldly, work quietly, and refuse to quit. Those are the ones who shape reality. At some point, all the work, all the pain, all the repetition starts to make sense. You realize that discipline wasn't punishment, it was alignment. Every time you said no to distraction, you were saying yes to your higher self. Every morning you rose before the world, you were casting a vote for the person you were becoming. Success didn't appear suddenly. It grew quietly in the soil of your consistency. And when you finally see progress, real, undeniable progress, you understand the secret that few ever grasp. The reward is not the result, it's the becoming. The destination was never the goal, the evolution was. You weren't chasing success, you were sculpting strength. You weren't looking for meaning, you were building it, one disciplined act at a time. That's where gratitude enters. Because the further you go, the more you realize that nothing was wasted. Not the delays, not the failures, not even the heartbreaks. Every mistake was instruction. Every loss was redirection. Life wasn't punishing you, it was training you. Every time you thought it was breaking you, it was forging you. Gratitude turns pain into power. It turns scarcity into sight. It's not just saying thank you, it's seeing clearly. Seeing that everything that happened, even the chaos, was part of your preparation. Because purpose doesn't reveal itself in calm waters. It shows up in the storm, in the moment you choose to rise again. And when you start to live with that awareness, when you stop resisting the process, everything shifts. You stop measuring progress by speed and start measuring it by depth. You stop chasing and start creating. You stop living as a reaction and begin to live as a decision. That's when you become dangerous. Not because you're fearless, but because your fears no longer control you. Your purpose isn't out there waiting to be found. It's built in here, in your habits, in your focus, in your small daily choices. The person who learns to master today masters eternity. You don't need to control the future. You need to control your next action. Every time you choose to stay consistent, to stay grateful, to stay focused, you are building a future self who cannot be defeated. And here's the thing. The compounding effect doesn't just grow wealth. It grows wisdom. The more you practice focus, the more natural it becomes. The more you practice gratitude, the richer you feel. The more you act with discipline, the more power you generate. It's exponential. The first days are slow, invisible, frustrating. But then something shifts, the slope curves upward, and you realize that momentum is real, that your past effort wasn't wasted, it was invested. Soon people will call you lucky. They'll see your confidence, your peace, your progress, and they'll say it just happened. But you'll know better. You'll know it wasn't luck. It was compound interest. It was the invisible math of persistence, the quiet arithmetic of faith. You built yourself, piece by piece, thought by thought, habit by habit. You were both the architect and the foundation. And now, as you stand here, not at the end, but at another beginning, understand this. Your imagination was the spark. Your discipline was the engine, and your gratitude is the light that keeps it all alive. You don't need to wait for permission to live differently. You don't need the world to believe in you before you begin. All you need is to decide. Decide that 1% is enough, as long as you do it every day. Decide that your future deserves more than your excuses. Decide that you will build the life you've imagined, no matter how long it takes, no matter who doubts you. Because you're not competing with anyone. You're refining yourself. You're running your own marathon. You're becoming the kind of person who no longer dreams about greatness, but lives it, breathes it, embodies it. So when tomorrow comes, rise with purpose. Don't chase motivation, create momentum. Don't beg for clarity, build it. Don't wish for growth, practice it. And remember, it's never the big leaps that change your life. It's the small steps, repeated faithfully, that lead you home. 1% better, every day, until the impossible becomes inevitable.